Hello everyone, welcome to FlutterFix. Today we are going to check out an issue. It's a common issue and it's a very basic one which everyone will encounter. So that is failure build failed with an exception. So why we get this, how to fix it, we are going to see in detail. At very first step, if you observe here, it's clearly given what went wrong, and here they have given very clearly what is the issue coming up. And when you see this kind of issues, you can scroll little down and even you can check out the suggestions provided by Flutter. So if you can see here, so this is the Flutter Fix provided. So how do we apply it? What kind of issues we get when we are installing a new plugin? Let's dig in detail. First of all, if you see this, the Flutter Fix, and here the details mentioned, the plugin Google Maps Flutter Android requires a higher Android SDK version. I'm trying to install a plugin called Google Maps Flutter Android. So this is the plugin which I'm trying to install, and this plugin has some requirement where this plugin has some requirement where it needs a higher Android SDK version, but I'm having a lower Android SDK version. So the Android SDK version, which you can see, this is the place where you can see, this is the place where you can see Android SDK version. So where is the location? It will be in my projects folder where I have created a project. Inside that Android app build.gradle file. So let's get into the project. We'll see where is this in Android. Inside the Android, we can see inside the Android there is something called app. Within that we have something called build.gradle. So if you see here, so this is the place and this is the code. It says you need to include minSdk version to 20. So let's see what is the default configuration given here. If you see, we are looking at this particular place to update this minSdk version. This is in Android, and within Android we have to look for default configuration, and if you see, this is the default configuration and this is the default configuration, and within this default configuration we have minSdk version. So if you see this minSdk version, and the Flutter gives the default code when you create an app with some default SDK version. What is the default SDK version the Flutter is giving us? That is 19. So the application has 19 SDK version, but the plugin which I have installed, Google Maps Flutter Android, requires higher Android SDK version, and it is asking me to update the minimum SDK version to 20. So what is the solution for this? So this is the problem and how to fix it. You no need to make any changes anywhere. You just need to come to this place, remove this Flutter version and just update this to 20. Once you update this, you have to build your project again by running this main.file, and we just wait for the application to get run, and we are just waiting for that to complete the execution. Yes, it's launching. Now you can see the APK is getting successfully installed and there is no issues coming up after the change in the minSdk version. Now we can see the APK installation is happening successfully. So this is the fix which will help anyone for any of the plugin which you are installing. This is the fix you need to do. Again, I'm repeating, you need to go to build.gradle file, and in build.gradle file you have to look for Android. Within Android you can look for the default configuration, and in default configuration there is something called minSdkVersion. Here you can see earlier like flutter.minSdkVersion. You are going to replace that with the version given in FlutterFix, or you can give the higher SDK version, that is the recommended one. I hope this helps you to fix this issue.